Hey everybody, Carrie here with Main Street Mamas, and I'm back with a brand new video. Today we're going to discuss Walt Disney World Resort hotels. There are 25 total, and being a Disney travel planner, when I have clients approach me about planning a trip, that's one of the biggest questions up front is where do they want to stay? And with there being so many to choose from, with so many different options and different amenities and different price levels, it can get a little hairy, a little confusing. So hopefully by the end of this video there'll be some clarity on that whole question. So we're going to start with the levels. There are 3 different levels. You have the value resort, the moderate resort, and the deluxe resort, and in that deluxe category you also have the deluxe villas. So starting with the value resorts, the rooms tend to be a little smaller. They start at about 260 square feet. They have typically 2 double beds or a king. So they fit 4 guests, plus a Disney infant, which is any child under the age of 3, so 2 and under. So you can fit up to 5 in these rooms if one is a Disney infant. But it is tight. They each come with a bathroom that has a sink and a separate room with a toilet and a shower and tub combo. The room with the sink is usually separated from the sleeping area with like a curtain. And then there's Art of Animation Family Suites that has 2 bathrooms and sleeps 6 plus 1 Disney infant. You also have the family suites located at All-Star Music Resort. It has 2 different bathrooms and sleeps up to 6 guests plus 1 Disney infant. As far as the pools go, there's always going to be one larger, really well themed pool, and then maybe a couple smaller, cute little themed pools throughout the resort property. And some, like Art of Animation, has a cute little splash pad. Actually, Art of Animation has my favorite pool, the big blue pool. It's just really neat and large, and the splash pad is super cute with all the cute little characters from Finding Nemo. You get an All-Star Music and places like that. Usually, like, they'll have a piano-shaped pool or a guitar-shaped pool, so you get kind of cute themes that way. As far as food at value resorts go, they all are going to have a large food court with tons of options. And that, if you do a dining plan, it would be like a quick service type meal. They all have a pool bar at the main pool. And they all have access to pizza delivery in the evenings only. Okay, on to transportation. All have bus transportation that runs throughout the day. You have at Pop Century and Art of Animation, you're going to have access to the Skyliner. They share access to the Skyliner on Hourglass Lake that connects the 2 properties. So as far as theming goes, all the value resort properties are going to have such cute theming, very cartoony, very child friendly, kind of chintzy, fun Disney bubble type stuff. We love it. One negative is that they tend to be farther away from the park, so your bus rides are longer. If you decide to drive yourself, it's going to be a longer ride. And the price ranges of the value resorts, we've gotten it as low as $95 this year, and I see it in peak season, which is usually Christmas or New Year's Eve times, up to $240 a night for that same room. So that definitely carries weight with the price of the room as far as time of the year goes. Moving on to the moderate resorts, the rooms, they're around 314 square feet, so you've got a little more space. They come with 2 queen beds instead of the double, or a king. Most have the option to have a 5th sleeper in the form of a Murphy bed that folds down, and that's usually a twin size Murphy bed. And you can also fit a Disney infant in these rooms, a child under 3. So in the rooms that have the 5th sleeper option, you can fit up to 6 people in these rooms. Except for Fort Wilderness Cabins, they actually sleep up to 6 guests. As far as the bathroom goes, all the moderates are going to have 2 sinks, which is really cool, and then a separate area for the toilet and the shower and tub combo. And usually the area separating the sleeping space from the sink space has an actual door instead of just a curtain, so that's really nice. The pools are similar as the value pools, except with a slide. They're always, and same with the value and moderate, you're gonna have poolside games and movies under the stars, things like that at night. So you'll have some entertainment at all levels. As far as food goes, they're gonna have a food court at the moderate resorts. They're gonna have more pool bars at the moderate resorts and cool lounges, and they all will have a full service or table service dining option. The transportation, it has access to the bus transportation. A lot of them have boat transportation, or will have it just to Disney Springs, which is really neat. And then you have with Caribbean Beach the Skyliner access. Okay, so with the moderate resorts, they're going to have more of a subtle Disney theming. Usually you can catch on to what the theme is, and they might throw in some characters, some IP type stuff into the theme, which is cute. They're gonna have usually a larger property, which is really neat because it makes it more immersive. The negative with that is that there's usually bus transportation that stops and has to make multiple stops throughout the whole property. So sometimes you're waiting a long time to actually leave the property. But the theming is typically beautiful with gorgeous greenery and plant life and beautiful trees. Another positive is that you're going to be closer to most parks than you would staying in a value resort, so time spent traveling will be less. The price range of the moderates is going to be anywhere from $215 a night to $480 a night, depending on the time of year, depending on if you have any Disney promos, if they're running an annual pass holder discount, or if they're running a Disney Visa card member discount, or just a Fun in the Sun discount. There's many discounts offered throughout the year, but the high dollar nights are going to be through the holidays typically. Okay, so on to the third type of Disney resort hotel. You've got the deluxe. That includes the deluxe resorts and the deluxe villas. The rooms are going to start around 345 square feet and go all the way up to 2,500 square feet for the villas, sleeping anywhere from 4 guests all the way up to 12 guests. So it's a pretty vast option. So if you do want to stay at a deluxe resort and you are using a Disney travel planner, ideally me, you can just dig in a little more with your travel planner and get some more ideas and different options as far as what would suit your family best as far as the rooms go. The bath, it's going to be anywhere from 1 to 3 bathrooms if you're staying in a villa. Some of them have garden tubs separate from the shower area. They're going to have the 2 sinks. It's going to be separated by a door instead of a curtain going into from the sleeping area. And then you're going to have your separate room for the toilet and shower tub combo, unless it's a resort that has the garden tub separate from the shower. But the bathrooms are bigger, a little more luxurious. Of the villas will have a full kitchen, which is really cool. The family suites in the value section will have a kitchenette, which has a fridge and a sink and a microwave and a coffee maker, which is great. Onto the pools, they're going to have awesome larger slides, really cool features, really cool themes. They're going to have more quiet pool areas also. A lot of the pools at these deluxe resorts are very much like a water park in themselves, which is so awesome, and most of them are going to have hot tubs, which is really cool. As far as food goes, you're going to have room service, which you don't have with the other resorts, except for usually pizza. But you're going to have like a full menu room service. Some of these are going to have character dining, like iconic Disney character dining restaurants, and just multiple dining options. That's definitely not lacking in the deluxe resort. Transportation, you've got the bus, you've got the Skyliner, and you've got the monorail at several of these resorts, and also the boat resorts. The monorail resort loop is going to be the one around Magic Kingdom, where you hit up the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary. All three of those connected by monorail to the Magic Kingdom and to Epcot. And then if you stay in the Epcot resort area, there's the beach club, the yacht club, you've got the boardwalk, and just such cool places to stay on the water there, where you can ride the boat to several of the parks, and you can actually walk to Epcot from that area. It's about a 5-minute walk, 5 to 7, and get the Skyliner there. So that's really cool. And most of the resorts in the deluxe category are walking distance to at least one park, which is really cool, except for Animal Kingdom and the Wilderness. Those are a little further out, hence the theming, but you're definitely going to get some benefits there as far as transportation and location. Some little extra notes about these resorts is a lot of them are within walking distance, which means that you can see the nighttime shows from your resort, and sometimes if you're facing the right direction, just from your balcony, you can even see some of these shows. We have stood on the beach at the Polynesian many times, or eaten at Ohana inside the Polynesian, and watched Happily Ever After fireworks show at the Magic Kingdom, and it's just extra magic. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for my family, but if your budget lends itself to more options, then it's definitely something that you should look into, staying at a deluxe resort at least once. Yeah, so they're going to have more of an elegant theme, a little fancier, a little more luxurious, not so like childish, cartoony Disney bubble theming, but still something super cool to experience. Another little amenity that they have is the spas and health clubs that are located at a lot of these deluxe resorts, so you get a little more of that vacation-y feel than the hustle and bustle of a Walt Disney World family trip, which we tend to come home exhausted from because we are park warriors. But if you stay at a deluxe resort, a lot of times you have access to more of the relaxing, luxurious things. And the price range, cheapest I've seen it like this year has been about $420 a night, going all the way up to thousands of dollars a night, like they have at these villas that sleep 12 people. So it just depends on how many people you have in your party and what your budget is. Something that all Disney property resorts or hotels share are these special little bonuses. If you stay on property, you have access to 60 days out fast pass reservation. What that means is 60 days out from the first day of your reservation, you can hop on My Disney Experience and you can make fast passes for your entire family on the reservation. You can make all the fast passes for your entire trip from the first 60 days out from the first day out. So potentially if you're staying 10 days, you get 70 days out access to fast pass selection, which is really awesome if you're wanting to grab a hold of that Flight of Passage or Slinky Dog Dash or Smuggler's Run Millennium Falcon, or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Those are all the really popular ones and hard to get. So at the 60 days out, you can hop on and get those much more quickly. and easily than 30 days out. Not that it's impossible, but you have way better odds of getting your whole family in on these fast passes if you stay on property. You also have access to the dining plan. If you want to be a part of the dining plan, you have to be staying on property, and where you can kind of saves you some headache, saves you some money sometimes if you work it the right way, but you can't get access to that if you are not staying on property. And you can plan your dining experiences up to 180 days out from your trip. And you can do that for your whole trip, not just one day at a time. You also have access to Disney's Magical Express, which is free transportation from MCO airport to your resort and back to the airport, which is super cool. And it's just a sweet little bus ride where they take care of your luggage and everything, and we just love it. You also have access to the free transportation on property, which if you go to the parks and then you want to hop on the monorail to resort, they don't care that you're not staying on property if you're not staying on property. But if you are, that's just a part of the whole Disney bubble. You park your car and you don't have to drive it the whole time you're there. You stay on property and you just hop from transportation to transportation, and it's just a delight to not have to stress about you get the magic bands in with your trip package, and you get access to extra magic hours, which are hours set aside in each park for people staying on Disney property only. And that's just some of my best memories with my daughter, are these late night extra magic hours for on property only people in the park. And it's just nice to not have to fight the crowds as much. And just with all of these, and that's from value to deluxe, everything I just listed is from value to deluxe. All of these you just get in that wonderful Disney bubble. You also have a chance to snag those great bounce back offers. If you stay on property, you can check it with your resort what's the bounce back offer, and what that means is you can book another trip within the next year and use whatever that offer is, whether it's free dining or up to 30% off your room. You can go ahead and put your deposit down and plan your next trip at a discounted rate, and you can't get that if you don't stay on property. So that's another benefit to it. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the 25 resorts. I'm not going to go into depth about describing them, just so you know what they are. In the value resort category, you've got the all-star resorts. There's 3 in this area, so they're all 3 all-stars, and they share bus systems, and you can go to the different pools at the different resorts in the all-star section. You've got all-star movies, all-star music, all-star sports. They're all cute, cartoony themed, large characters. They're cute. You've also got the Art of Animation Resort, which is probably my favorite. Very artsy, all about the animation and the cartoons, and that's where you have the family suites and the big blue pool, which I love. Pop Century shares the Skyliner with Art of Animation, just right across Hourglass Lake. You've got the campsites at Fort Wilderness, where you can camp out or bring your RV. Onto the moderate resorts, you've got Caribbean Beach, which just got the Skyliner. It's Caribbean themed. You've got Coronado Springs. You've also got the Port Orleans, 2 different resorts. You've got the French Quarter, which is one of the smallest resorts in the moderate category, and you've got Riverside. You've got the cabins at Fort Wilderness that we talked about, that sleeps 6, plus the Disney Infant. So that's all your moderate resorts. Now the last category is the biggest. It's got your deluxe resorts, and also I'm gonna tell you what the villas are. You've got your Animal Kingdom Lodge, you've got the Beach Club and the Yacht Club, you've got the Boardwalk Inn, you've got the Contemporary Monorail Loop, you've got the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, you've got the Polynesian Village, and you've got the Wilderness Lodge. So within the deluxe category, here are the villas. You've got the Bay Lake Tower at the Contemporary Resort. You've got Boulder Ridge at Wilderness Lodge. You've got Copper Creek cabins that are also at the Wilderness Lodge, and they are beautiful. You've got Animal Kingdom Villas. You've got the Jumbo House and the Kidani, I believe is how you say it. It's another part of the villas. You've got the Beach Club villas. You've got the Boardwalk villas. You've got Old Key West Resort. You've got the Polynesian villas and bungalows, the brand new Riviera Resort, Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa, and you've got the villas at the Grand Floridian. Matter of kind of digging in once you decide what your budget is and really researching these, and you can do that more easily with the help of a Disney travel planner. We're just full of information and tips and tricks, and if we don't know it, we will find it, and we will spend hours on the phone discussing your options with cast members, and we will advocate for you. And yeah, when you hire us to help you, it doesn't cost you any money. Disney pays us. All you have to do is tell us what you want, and we make sure it happens. So it's as simple as we save you time and give you information, and do not charge a fee. Thank you so much for listening to these videos, watching these videos, tuning in. And if there's anything that I said today that helps you at all in planning your trip or intrigued you whatsoever, I would love for you to like this video and even subscribe to more videos that are hopefully full of information and content that will help you dream up your next Walt Disney World family vacation. Thank you so much for tuning in to Main Street Mamas, and we'll see you next time.